We start off with the Guardian newspaper this morning, and the theme here today has got to do with the road to 500 billion naira recapitalization. Bank owners lobby, seek adjustment in share capital composition. That's the big lead on the front page of the Guardian here today. And then, well, yes, this matter is still hugging the headlines, and why not? Electricity tariff hike, FCCPC, others pressure FG to revert decision. Well, you know that this is still generated a lot of reaction. Many who feel the pinch and the way and manner with which government went about it. Of course, you can have your way, have your say, possibly. Now, FCCPC want to have their way, and who knows what becomes of that Labour stance on rejecting this way and manner they're going about it will be. So that is the Guardian and their lead story. Electricity tariff, Abuja Inquirer focuses on that one. Abuja tops band A users nationwide. Asokoro, Garki lead. FCCPC backs NERC 200 million naira fine on AEDC. So electricity stories right there as well this morning. Have a look at Nigerian Tribune, focusing on the economy. Despite FG's assurance of economy picking up, food prices still high. Now, what do we do with that? Haven't seen this one here today. So it's their own big lead. But then you also see at the bottom strip right here, Eid al-Fitr Sultan direct Muslims to look for new moon today. So I guess they'll also be keeping tabs on that one. And then talking about which, Vanguard talks about Petrol. Oil marketers propose 550 naira per litre price to Dangote. Well, yes, he's hitting the market with his product. He had put up the price publicly. So anyone who had any shady mindset, I guess they will have to think again. But this is the lead story here, and lots of riders associated with that one as well. And then you also do have some scenario about the economy. Daily Independence version, experts worried over Naira recovery, say it's artificial cosmetic. Firms still face high costs of production following dollar shortage. So you may check the story and see if these experts are proffering solutions. I mean, everybody knows what the challenge is, but solution is what I think lots of people want to focus on here this morning. Have a look at Business Day. Cardoso needs help as monetary policy nears wit's end. That is the categorical statement from Business Day. Well, probably categorical lead story, if you will, on the front page of Business Day this morning. Okay, now have a look at some of the dailies who are focusing on the economy-related matters. Daily Trust has a different perspective entirely on a different matter as well. Nigerians in UAE stranded over work permit visa ban. So is this still a thing? You know, you'd have thought that this was at some point addressed, but it's back here on the front page, so you can have a look. Look at Daily Times. Anti-party activities. PDP in dilemma over Wike, others. This upcoming NEC is a make or mar meeting for PDP. Shegun show me, so I guess many will see. And then you move on to Nigerian News Direct, also political party matter. LP leadership crisis. NLC convenes stakeholders meeting today. Vows to displace Abure. So I guess it doesn't just rain, but it pours now. So labor. So they got other concerns now, political ones at that. This Nigeria is next. Military airstrikes kill dozens of terrorists in Katsina, Borno. Nigerians call for stiffer sanctions against bandits. FCT police raid criminal hideouts, arrest 85 suspects. So that is this Nigeria's version of things this morning. And then the Nigerian Observer, new national ID to boost microloans, consumer credit, financial inclusion. So that is that of the Observer. Okay, so some of the issues that stick out on the front page of Vanguard newspaper. Yes, I know there are several big headlines, but the NPAN, Guild of Editors, Union of Journalists, Bond, CSOs, others seek probe of journalist detention on the front page of Vanguard. That sticks out. So many are wondering, what is going on? Why is it that till date, the editor of First News newspaper, Mr. Segun Olatunji, is still under detention?
He's been released, actually.
Okay, he's been released, but now...
What they want...
No, what they're asking now is that what they are probing, we want the probe of his detention.
Indeed.
Because, look, he was held way beyond 24 hours.
He was.
The stipulated time. He was not... Has he been charged to court?
He was held improperly, Chamberlain. He was held improperly by the Defense Intelligence Agency. I mean, it was not even it was military authorities. It wasn't by civil authorities, which smacks of the days of military dictatorship, which we thought we had since left behind. It took every effort from NPAN, from Guild of Editors, to be able to get his whereabouts, because there was initial denial from military authorities. Abducted. He was abducted, he was. And so it took the intervention of the Minister of Information to be able to confirm that he was actually within the custody of military authorities. If that is the case, what the newspaper bodies are asking for, media bodies are asking for, is a probe into the people who carried out that abduction. They want to know those that are responsible for it. We are under a democratic dispensation, and it should reflect in every single way, you know, in terms of journalists should be free to carry out their jobs. If you have any objection, then we must go about it along the path of democracy. And besides, I mean, this happened partly probably because last time or last administration, some of these things happened. And, you know, many may just have this impression that, yeah, they can abduct people who are going about their constitutional duties. Indeed. Because the law stipulates that, look, if anyone feels hard done by anything, the courts are there. That's why the courts are there, so that people don't constitute themselves into whatever they think they are. There is a rule of law, and it should be adhered to. We're not in a jungle. So that's why there are laws that we should stick by. And no one should be above the law. No one is above the law. And so these kind of things, so if they were not carrying out their lawful duties, it's a different matter entirely. But in this case, there are processes to seek redress for these kinds of matters. And so these issues do not go unaddressed. I wonder if the media, you know, will one day go on strike to, you know, actually show the seriousness of some of the demands that they make. The day is coming. Yeah, because it's also here on the front page of This Nigeria. It's taken out here. Media bodies, CSOs demand investigation into Olatunji's detention, seek prosecution of perpetrators. So that's also right there. But one story that seems to be giving me a bit of palpitation. Palpitation, I'm sure for some people too, is this one on the front page of This Nigeria, right beside the nameplate. The Nigeria's forex reserves suffer $1.02 billion decline in 18 days. That information is said to be coming from the CBN itself. The question is, what did they use it for? Is that what has been popping up the Naira this last couple of days? Or, because people have been asking, what exactly has been the source of the confidence that investors were having in the Naira? Because they wanted to be sure, they want to be sure that it's long term. But if we're doing it at the expense of our very fragile forex reserves, you know, is that a wise... fragile. Yeah, it's a fragile one. You know, is that a very wise decision? The story is on page 20 of the paper. You might want to take another look at that particular story. CBN will have a headache trying to sort this out. But anyway, I think they know what they're into. They put already. The news out there. I mean, nobody forced it out of them. I mean, the fragile bits.
Well, it's very, very, you know, interesting that you bring that up, Malkwe. And for that particular information to be coming from the CBN, well, I guess they have their heads screwed right. Particularly in the light of what you have as lead story of the Nigerian Observer this morning, And it's like many people seeing this or hearing about this information will say, okay, here we go again. Not forgetting in a hurry what many people experienced in is it 2021, 2022, or thereabouts, where we were compelled to go to NIMSI offices to go and register for the national identity number. And now we are hearing that a new national ID will boost microloans, consumer credit, financial inclusion. And so I would advise that the federal government or whoever is in authority, whoever needs to get this done, will communicate well enough with the people and give a reasonable, human or humane timeline, so people are not put under pressure the way we were put under pressure the last time, trying to get numbers, national identity numbers and all of that. I dare say that there are those who probably don't have those numbers yet, and there are those who have probably not even linked their numbers to their names, even as at now. And now we have to battle with this one again. Whoever is initiating this information, whether it's the Ministry of Interior or the Ministry of Digital Economy, federal ministries, both of them, let there be sufficient communication with the people. And not just information. Let there be some kind of public forum where people can ask questions and we educate people, we respond to the issues that people will raise. Get on television, get on radio, get on the social media and let people understand, because we all know that once it has the appendage of government, there is that tinge of distrust, of doubt in the minds of people. To boost trust, government must communicate. That's my take on the front page of that, on that story on the front page of the Nigerian Observer.
All right, so there you go. That is a look at some of the dailies here this morning. But we will be back in a moment, so don't go away.